No, really, this one meal has every micronutrient your body needs, some of which it provides 100% or more of your daily recommended value in one meal. Delicious, high in protein, and incredibly nutrient dense, there's a reason I've been eating this beef bowl every day these past couple months, and I'm about to show you how to make it. But first, I need to make an announcement. Thanks to you watching right now, this channel is almost at 100,000 subscribers, and to celebrate, I will be posting a Q&A video, so make sure you check out the pinned comment below to leave me your questions. It will help me help you. The ingredients for this dish are pretty basic, except for one thing in particular. I'll explain that in just a bit. First up, crispy potatoes. Yeah. To make these, I set the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit or 218 C and bring my potatoes over to the sink for a good washing. This recipe calls for 113 grams or about 4 ounces of potatoes per serving. And with 6 servings, that's about 2 of these small potatoes per meal. I'm adding another 1/2 a bag because, reasons. Also, you can make a swap for sweet potatoes, which I will explain more later. Wash these thoroughly. I like to use a clean rag to get any dirt out of the crevices. There, squeaky clean. After using a paper towel to soak up a bit of excess water, I get to chopping. My goal here is to have about 1 inch or 2.54 centimeter cubes so that they crisp up quick in the oven. Looks like cutting them into quarters, then into thirds for the bigger ones, and halves for the smaller ones will be spud on. Get it? A little bit of butter. This is a higher quality grass-fed kind that I apparently previously mauled, 1/2 tablespoon or 7 grams. And to make this soon-to-be melted butter a bit more runny, the same amount of coconut oil. This is unnecessary, but I find that it spreads a bit easier than butter on its own. Tallow would be an ideal replacement for both. Mix on in, and time to toss in some salt. About 1 teaspoon or 6 grams, and mix. At this point, you could switch things up with some additional spices. But I'm going to keep things basic with a bit of pepper to taste. 1/2 teaspoon or 1 gram. Couple sheet pans, parchment, and I'll spread out the taters real good before sliding them into the oven for 30 to 40 minutes. 35 minutes seems to be the sweet spot for me. Back to the cutting board for a quick mince on 2 garlic cloves. I'll save that for later. And now for the mystery ingredient. Beef liver. As weird as it sounds, liver is easily the most nutrient-dense food on Earth. It's high in 14 essential micronutrients, particularly vitamin A and copper. Adding just a bit to this meal will bring me substantially closer to meeting my daily nutritional needs without affecting the taste. And sure, you could replace the white potatoes and liver with sweet potatoes, since the vitamin A precursor that sweet potatoes have, beta-carotene, can be converted into vitamin A by the body. Except the amount that you get from them pales in comparison to liver, but more on why that is in another video. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to seamlessly blend beef liver into this dish. Using the finer side of a cheese grater, a small plate, a few paper towels, and done from frozen, the beef liver just shreds so easily. Sort of like shaved ice. Make sure to actually measure the amount. Liver is incredibly potent, and too much over a prolonged length of time can lead to vitamin A or copper toxicity. And all you need is 10 grams or about 2 teaspoons of liver per pound of beef. This keeps you on the safe side while providing maximum nutrition. I then check on the potatoes and swap the trays real quick. Next, to add some vitamin K, manganese, and fiber to the dish, I pop open a bag of frozen green beans. Drop them crispy boys into a microwave-safe dish to quickly thaw them in the microwave. These will also add a different texture to the dish. A bit of water, and into the box they go for 8 minutes on high. Now for some real cooking. 93% lean, because it gives more control over the amount of fat I get to add to the dish, while providing the majority of my B vitamins, phosphorus, zinc, iron, and obviously amino acids. Into a hot skillet they go, along with the liver has heat-sensitive nutrients in it like choline and folate, so it's best to add it in later. While I'm on the topic, if not at your local butcher or grocery, it's easy to find liver and other organ meats online. This site has an interactive map of North America, which lets you click a state or territory to find the best farms, farm shares, and farmers markets with everything from grass-fed and grass-finished beef to organically grown fruits and vegetables. Some have delivery options, others are pickup only. A link to this site will be included in the description below, and if finding something local doesn't work out for you, here are 2 great options which offer 100% grass-fed and grass-finished beef and organs and other great foods at an affordable price delivered right to your door. No, this video is not sponsored, and yes, links are in the description. Okay. Back to the beef. I add 1 teaspoon or 6 grams of salt, break it apart, and add another teaspoon of salt. While that's cooking, I turn my attention to the eggs. Full of choline, folate, biotin, and even omega-3 if pasture-raised, eggs are one of God's greatest gifts to us. I'm cracking 6 of these bad boys and separating as many of the yolks as I can. You'll find out why in just a moment. Break up the beef a bit more and let it finish cooking while I pull out the potatoes. Proceed to snack on half of them as I remember why I added the other half a bag. Whisk up the egg whites and pour them into the beef. Toss in the garlic from earlier and push around to scramble the eggs. It's at this point that I add in the liver and continue mixing. It doesn't take long for the liver to cook and blend right in, so incognito, you can't even smell a difference. I kill the heat and toss in the egg yolks. Like liver, yolks have heat-sensitive nutrients that significantly degrade with cooking. Tossing these in at this point helps to preserve those nutrients. Beef mix aside, it's time to turn the heat on to medium-low and hit that pan with a tablespoon or 14 grams of butter. Almonds, sliced, can help add some much-needed magnesium. 2 tablespoons or 14 grams should be good. I pull the now thawed beans out from the microwave, classically trained, remember? And once the almonds are nice and toasty, toss them in. I mix them around, add salt to taste, and let the excess water cook out of the pan before transferring the beans back to their bowl. Lemon provides vitamin C, but it also makes these beans dance on the tongue. Add some juice to the beef mix also if you want to boost iron absorption. Mix it in, and now it's time to assemble. That's 1 beautiful plate for now and 5 lunches for the week. Can't forget the avocado, of course. Adds potassium, vitamin K, and fiber. I like to cube it in the skin and scoop out about half of one side for each meal. Serve with a cup or 240 milliliters of homemade kefir for calcium, vitamin K2, and a probiotic boost. That makes for a complete and balanced high-protein meal. As always, full recipe and macros below, and don't forget to check out the pinned comment.